If you go back in time, would you vote for Donald Trump? Yes or no?
Yes.
I think I might know the answer on this thing.
She said yes. It's immediately yes. No, I'm sorry.
If you had to do it all over again, would you vote for Donald Trump? Yes or no?
1,000% absolutely yes.
John, those are three of the dumbest people I've ever seen in my life.
Meanwhile,
I can't name one Democrat. I mean, I look at the Democrats, they're in total disarray. They have a new person named Crockett. I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person. And they said she's the future of the party.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Mika, and we're back with another Red Cup Talks because this is where truth, pop culture, and politics meet. So I want to come on and talk about how all of the liberals, especially the black liberals, won't leave black Trump supporters alone. They act like they're just some unique, exotic animal in the zoo. Like this can't happen. Everybody else is allowed to be conservative, but black people. Everybody else is allowed to have two different sides of the coin, but black people. When I tell you it's ridiculous, it's ridiculous. Now, Roland decided that he was going to go ahead and talk about black Trump supporters being stupid, okay? And this was in a reaction to Van Jones going to talk to black Trump supporters, asking them if they would vote for Donald Trump again. And I assure you, it didn't go the way either one of them thought. Watch.
If you had to do it all over again, would you vote for Donald Trump again? Yes or no?
Yes, I would. Now, in the future, I am not a diehard Democrat or diehard Republican. If there were a Democratic candidate who was more aligned for me, then I would vote Democrat.
If you go back in time, would you vote for Donald Trump? Yes or no?
Yes.
I think I might know the answer on this thing.
She said yes. It's immediately yes. No, I'm sorry.
If you had to do it all over again, would you vote for Donald Trump? Yes or no?
1,000% absolutely yes.
All right, so you guys just seen that. So you would think that liberals got their answer, right? You would think that the liberal media, black liberals, everybody had their answer, right? Wrong. After this, Roland decided he was going to give his 2 cents about everyone sitting around here at this table. Watch what Roland and crew had to say. Here we go.
John, those are three of the dumbest people I've ever seen in my life. Okay, so let me just unpack what I heard. Now, I know Morgan's like, oh, no, you can't go there. Actually, I can go there because those are three idiots. First and foremost.
Well, I want to hear the rationale. I want to hear. No,
here's why. First of all, when the woman in red, yeah, I was listening to Candace Owens. We know she lies. We know she just
you
lies. Well, I was listening to Candace Owens and I read her book. Okay, you're listening to a grifter. Okay, so she's not giving you factual information. She's a grifter. Then let's go to this idiot dude who needs a haircut. Okay, so he's sitting here. Yeah, TikTok is the holy grail. I'm not getting my information from news channels. I'm getting it from TikTok. Here's what we know based upon polling. People who got information from news sources voted more so for Harris because they got factual information. Folk who got their information from non-news sources, they voted for Trump. So right there, he's listening to people who don't know what the hell they're talking about. Then, I kind of like it that he's an asshole. Okay. I don't know how you can run against that because if you just choose not to be an idiot, I don't know how you could do that. But then you got the other woman. I'm sick of black people who don't try to do something to fix the situation. I'm sorry. Those three were in North Carolina. I recall something called Moral Mondays. The environmental justice movement began in that state. They have been fighting fascism in North Carolina since Obama won in 2008.
Okay, yeah. So this is the fourth, fifth, sixth time I've heard this environmental justice thing for Black people. I don't even know what that is, okay? And I'm a very smart person. I don't know what that is because to me, it doesn't have any tangibles. I mean, Black people have the highest of every damn thing I could think about. So environmental justice, I don't know what that is. However, this is not the first time I've heard this. The first time I heard it was from Jasmine Crockett, okay? When Rachel Crockett was on a podcast, she decided that she was going to talk about reparations, but not really talk about reparations. And she said that just because you don't get a check, you get environmental, justice. That's what Black people get every time. Like, this is not the first time I've heard it, okay? Bald-headed Ayanna Presley, you know how she roll. I've heard it from her. I've heard it from, a lot of Democrats. I don't know why they keep pushing this to Black people when nobody knows about it. Okay. And then he's like, okay, they're stupid. They're idiots. Sir, all of the people that you have on the panel are just glad to be on your panel. None of them are smart. And then he's attacking people's looks like as if he can do that, right? Like he has a neck or two. Like he can't even do that. Like, I don't understand this man. He's not actually talking about the policies. He's just like the rest of the Democrats. They always want to talk about things that don't matter. Where are the policies? Where is the leader? Who's the leader of the party? Ayo crazy? Because at this point, she has people heckling her. So, I mean, I'm trying to figure out who is the leader of the party. Nobody can tell you on the left because nobody knows. Where are they getting their instructions from? Okay, it's not Kamala because she can barely speak. She's over there talking about pachyderms. I'm just trying to figure out what gives him the means and the reasons to actually keep attacking Black Trump supporters. Roly-poly stays over there on his own side, talking to his own constituents and to his own believers. It's usually a bunch of the 92%ers. Any man that wears a t-shirt that says, vote like a Black woman, we know where he stands. All right, so you guys just saw Roland Martin talking all that stuff about Black Trump supporters, why they're idiots, why they're not smart, yada, 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 yada. We didn't vote like a Black woman. We didn't vote for the so-called Black woman. And so we're not with the 92%, and thus we're idiots, right? However, you saw Van Jones talking to Black Trump supporters who seem very informed. And just because they don't follow the lamestream media, MSDNC, CNN, and all the other ones that don't even matter because they have low ratings. All of those factors didn't matter to Roly-Poly, only that they were not watching him. Go figure. However, I want to get into Donald Trump on Meet the Press because they got into the specific topic of the Democratic Party and who is the leader, who is the future of the party. And when I tell you nobody knew, nobody knew. However, he did get into who had low IQ and who definitely wasn't the future of the party. When I tell you it got extremely funny, it got extremely funny. Watch.
I can't name one Democrat. I mean, I look at the Democrats, they're in total disarray. They have a new person named Crockett. I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person. And they said she's the future of the party.
I really think Donald Trump just goes ahead and put things into existence because right after Meet the Press, here you have Jasmine Crockett talking about, since she's the co-chair, she wants to go ahead and put her hat in the ring to be chair of the Oversight Committee. Like, can you imagine a person that doesn't do anything, doesn't do any legislation, actually oversighting nothing? Like, what has she done other than be on MSNBC, be on CNN, be on television, be on social media? I mean, anything but on the job. Like, you can't make this stuff up. She's on everything but her job. I want you guys to see what she just said on CNN. Watch.
But I am the vice ranker on the Oversight Committee. And if given an opportunity to lead, I am ready to go on day one.
And so you are throwing your hat in the ring for that.
If there is an election, he's not resigned his post, but we know that he's not seeking re-election. So it may be next term before that post opens.
Why do you think that you would be the best Democrat to take that position?
Because I think
which is essentially to fight the president and his agenda.
Exactly. It is. Listen, Oversight has so much latitude. But beyond that, we are allowed to conduct investigations. We are allowed to send out subpoenas and get documents. And here's the deal. My legal experience, I think, helps me be able to kind of guide through that part. But one thing we've always done really well as Democrats is get down and do the work. But we've got to communicate what it is that we were able to get in that work and translate it. And so I think that I can not only do the work, but make sure that people understand this is why we're having these problems at the FDA. This is why we're having these problems at the VA. This is why we have planes that are falling out of the sky. It is to do the investigation, find out about these firings and how they are impacting us. The information that this administration wants to hide from the American people, I want to make sure I can shine a light on it.
The information that she ought to shine a light on is why her wig is never glued down when she makes so much money. You have $9 million and yet the wig is never glued down. Where's that information? Outside of that, she's talking about why planes are falling out of the sky. Ma'am, before Donald Trump even got in, which has only been 100+ days, okay, give or take, ma'am, the planes were needed to be inspected before. Boeing has been getting sued left and right about these mechanical failures, about things going wrong with the planes. Like, I don't understand. Okay, the transportation secretary under Joe Biden, yes, had these same issues. Where was the oversight committee then? Then she's talking about oversight on getting things done. Ma'am, what have you done for TX30? You have not one bill. You don't know anything about your constituents. They need things and you haven't said one thing. You're talking about fight Donald Trump. You need to be fighting for the people in your community, but maybe you are because you go extra hard for the immigrants, the illegal immigrants, that is. Then she's talking about the FDA as if anybody in the Biden administration or Obama or Kamala, anybody, any one of those people had the audacity to go and look and see what was in the food. I mean, just check the ketchup. There's more things in there than just salt and tomato paste. Nobody bothered with any of these things because the Democrats really don't care. They just care about fighting back with anything good with Donald Trump, RFK, Chrissy Noel. I mean, anybody that wants to help Donald Trump succeed. This woman is concerned about keeping this seat. She wants to be just like her mentor, okay? Wig and all. You have people like her mentor, Maxine Waters. Yes, they all keep these seats for life. You know, Nancy Pelosi, all right? And then if you're really talking about oversight, you need to oversight on Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi, out of everybody, should be in jail. The way we know what she actually does with the stock market and what she's doing is criminal. Joe Biden even said so in his last speech. So at the end of the day, yeah, this woman is full of you know what. All right, you guys, here are my thoughts. Let's pour it up. Roland Martin just doesn't like Black Trump supporters. He doesn't like anybody that likes Trump, black or white. We're all in the same boat when it comes to Roland Martin. They don't want to give Donald Trump the credit for anything. All rumors are assumed to be true, and anything that isn't true, they'll just go ahead and make it true, along with the mainstream media. That's why Roland doesn't like that Black Trump supporters or anybody else listens to anything outside of the mainstream media, which is crazy because he's on a digital platform. CNN then got rid of him, and so did TV1, okay? Nobody is hiring Roland, which is the reason why he's in that echo-filled studio that he's in. I never seen someone with so much backing have the worst production ever. And that's because he spends more time being Trump deranged with bald-headed reasoning, and he spends more time worrying about the things that he shouldn't be worried about, like Trump supporters, when he should be worried about who is going to be the next person for the Democratic Party, when he should be worried about who's really the nut full of idiots, the Democratic Party. And when I tell you Jasmine Crockett is idiot number one, she's idiot number one. You can't call Black Trump supporters idiots because they have their own minds and looked at what is actually going to work for them. He's calling them idiots because they're not willing to stay on the plantation and go vote like a Black woman. However, I could be wrong. So you guys get down in the comments, like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you thought about Roland and crew, all right, talking about Black Trump supporters who talked to Van Jones of CNN about if they had any regrets for voting for Donald Trump. And when I say there are none, and they're mad. Let them. You guys get down in the comments, like, comment, and subscribe. It's your girl Mika, and I'm out. Peace.